In the actual society that is crossing moments of economic crisis, that sense has to speak of the luxury, above all when under our eyes whole families fall in poverty for the loss of jobs, the firms close for going to the new more economic markets for cheaper labor costs. The following thesis aims to analyze the influence and impact of the luxury thought, the centuries, in the contemporary world, and in particular in Italy. In other words, the question that this thesis arises is: this economic sector, which clashes with the social situation in which many people live, is fundamental for our economy? My thesis desires to give an answer to this question. We begin to define etymologically the word luxury. The Treccani Encyclopedia defines the word luxury as follows: luxury, from the Latin luxus us, overabundance, excess in the way of living, well show of luxury, of magnificence, tendency to superfluous experiences. So far we have described academically the word luxury, but what is luxury? Do we know it to recognize indeed? The definition is not so unanimous as it could seem, and the meaning it takes varies according to our culture. In the Italian language, the word luxury is associated to high show wealth, to the luxury, to superfluous expenses. For the English language and culture, instead, the first connotation of luxury is tied up to comfort and elegance, to an expensive element and difficult to get, a real pleasure. The concept of luxury is changed during the course of the history. While initially the showing of wealth reflected the political power, economic and the social influence of the person who performed limited to few, to the elite, to the noble, to the monarchs. Subsequently, with the advent of the democracy and according of the liberalism and of the capitalism, we have seen a democratization of the luxury in its various meanings, thanks to the most greater comfort and the wealth of the social classes. In history, we have characters who symbolize the art of luxury. Cleopatra, the Queen of Egypt, considered the Queen of Queens, lover of luxury and pleasures, who was endowed with bright intelligence and considered a woman of great culture. The most representative character of the Roman period in regards to luxury has been Tito Petronio, known also as Petronius arbiter of elegance, in the court of Emperor Nerone. In the 17th century, we find Louis XVI, called the Sun King. He lived in the grandiose and luxurious place of Versailles, where luxury means to be a symbol of this absolute power. In England, in the 19th century, we can find the most unique and original character, Lord George Brian Brummel, who is considered the first dandy and the best representative of dandiness. He assumed as the foundation of his life the way of elegance above every of the value. Nowadays, due to the media, any one person does not represent luxury. In the United States, singers, actors, and reality show characters have a significant influence of the market and are considered trenders by the industry. In Europe, monarchies and the most prominent families are envied and their style is imitated. Inside the consumer goods industry, there is a segment of luxury goods that moves €1,200 million a year. Inside the sector, there are very similar companies destined to target different consumers. This market is large and includes some of the most elitist marks in the world: Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Dior, Prada, Gucci, Bulgari, Ferrari, Porsche and Apple. It also has the more accessible brands such as Ralph Lauren, Hogan, Nike and Adidas. From a survey by Deloitte, we show that we are also very good in the luxury sector. Rather, according to those research who examined the accounts of the 75 greater world groups in the luxury, Italy covers with its branded products even a third of the world market of the most beautiful and greatest things. The products of the Italian luxury are objects of incomparable beauty, elegance and creativity, motive of pride as well as important source of wealth for our country. They represent the expression and the result of a cultural, artistic and historical inheritance that, also sinking roots in the past centuries, continues to shape and make unique products made in Italy. The care to the detail Craftsmanship, quality, service, tradition, they are the founding values for our Made in Italy. The answer to the initial question of the thesis is doubly positive, since the commercial activity in connection with luxury goods produces a comfort both to the people working in the various sectors and the same Italian nation. This sector has a driving effect also on the sectors which help in the creative and positive, pleasant image of the country Italy, such as cinema, literature, tourism, and art in general.